Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the award-winning Legends of Sport podcast. I'm your host, Andy Bernstein. For this episode, we once again revisit the 2025 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's enshrinement festivities with an interview with one of its newest enshrinees, Micky Arison. Micky has been the owner of the Miami Heat since 1995. His team has won 3 NBA titles in 2006, 2012, and 2013. Micky is the son of Carnival Cruise Line's founder, Ted Arison, and serves as its chairman. We had a great conversation about his journey in sports and the family values he brings to all his business ventures. I have been around Micky and the Miami Heat a lot over the years, having covered so many important games and moments, including the 3 championships. Micky and his family has always been wonderful and approachable, and so great to always see Pat and Chris Riley close by. Hard to believe they have been with the Miami Heat longer than they were with the Lakers during the Showtime era, 31 years and counting. This was an interesting conversation with a true icon in the sports business. So enjoy this episode with Micky Arison, and as always, folks, I will see you on the backside. Well, it's a pleasure to be sitting here with Micky Arison, owner of the Miami Heat, newest enshrinee into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. First obvious question is, how does it feel?
Well, it's as I say in my speech, it was never a goal,
Uh-huh.
but it's obviously an incredible honor.
Yeah. Micky, you grew up in a family business, Carnival Cruise Lines. Your basketball operation has always been a family business. I've known your son, Nick, who's now your CEO, I think since he was 10, 12. I mean, now he's got kids and, he's big time executive, still says hi and still is very friendly, which is wonderful. And the Heat is known to be a family. I'm not going to use the term Heat culture because I think it's overused. I think we all know what Heat culture is because we've been around you and the team for a long time. But how do you define the family atmosphere of what your family brings to the city of Miami and especially to the Heat?
Well, I think that the unique thing about, being involved with a sports franchise is because it does have a unique effect on your family.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gives you opportunities to be with your family in ways that you wouldn't otherwise be
Mm-hmm.
at especially home games
Right.
and road trips during the playoffs where you're with your family a lot. And those opportunities wouldn't come as easily when you're not in that situation.
Right.
So I picked up on the speech that my friend Herb made last year when he was inducted about how it impacted his family.
Yeah.
And it struck me at the time, and so I incorporated that in my speech as well. And the fact that my kids grew up with the team. My son was a ball boy and went to Duke and was obviously closely associated with Coach K and also the Redeem team. He was with Coach K for the Redeem team. So, and a 2001 championship with Shane Battier. So,
Right.
it's been a family, endeavor and passion since we took control in 95.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I grew up in a sports-crazed household, Brooklyn Dodger fan. The Dodgers moved in 58, the year I was born, so I couldn't even mention the word Yankee in my house, God forbid. But that's how
I know the feeling. I was a huge fan of Sandy Koufax.
See, there you
on
go.
Drysdale.
Right.
Absolutely loved.
And I was a Mets fan, and, of course, it's the greatest thing that ever happened in '69 when they won the World Series. I was 11 years old. We made a parade down Bedford Avenue,
I always people think I'm crazy when I say when I used to go to Mets games. I didn't live far from Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
And I used to go home on the subway, and in those days, some of the players would be on the subway. Yeah, right. To get home, they didn't make a lot of money in those days, and they would take the subway.
Very anonymous, right? So it's interesting you talk about the family business and being close with your family and spending time with them around your work, which happens to be professional sports. I broke in under the Buss family. Dr. Buss, patriarch. Jeannie and I basically grew up together. And the person who really gave me my start, quite honestly, was Pat Riley. It was like a do-or-die situation. And you know Pat better than I do. But I had to earn my way in with him and the trust of being on the inside. And now Pat's been with you, 31 years now, right, which is mind-blowing, really. But can you
the press conference on the Carnival Imagination occurred 30 years in one day ago.
I couldn't believe that. That was insane. Yeah. And when that happened, did you think in your mind that I'm going to be wearing some rings soon? I'm going to be putting banners up in the arena?
Not at all.
No?
No, if you remember, in those days, Shaq and Penny were in Orlando.
Yes.
And it was like, how can we get better than Orlando? Because forget about being the best in the NBA. How can we be the best in Florida?
Yeah.
And it looked overwhelming until Shaq decided to move west.
Right.
And then things turned.
Things turned dramatically. I was at the very first Heat game. Of course, Andy Ellisberg still working with you. I think is the last remaining employee who was there on opening night, right? I think.
No, there's still a number.
No way, really?
I mean, Tony Ferrantino was there.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I think Eric was there too.
Oh, okay.
And Jose Pineda.
Okay.
There from day one.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he reminded me of that.
I hate bringing names because I'm going to miss something.
Yeah, no, it's just amazing.
There's about 7 or 8 that were there from day one.
Well, I'm glad you built the new arena. That's all I'm going to say about the old arena.
That was tough.
I just want to ask you one thing. You're being presented by 3 of the greatest Heat legends of all time, Alonzo Mourning, Pat Riley, Dwyane Wade. Did you get to pick your presenters, by the way?
Yes.
And you could have maybe picked some other people, but these are the 3 you wanted.
Right.
And why was that important to you?
I think it's kind of obvious. I mean, Pat turned the fortunes of the franchise around from day one, and I'd only bought the franchise a few months earlier, and he and I have basically been partners ever since. And Zoe kind of set the tone for the franchise, and Dwayne's the greatest basketball player in franchise history. So obviously there was others I could have chosen. Obviously Shaq I could have chosen.
Sure.
But I'm going to definitely acknowledge Shaq in my speech, and there's a lot of other guys that aren't in the hall yet, like UD would have been perfect, but you're only allowed to invite people from the hall.
Very true. Well, listen, congratulations. I've seen you so many times over the years. One of the greatest moments in my career was being in the locker room in 2006 when you guys went crazy in the locker room.
That was fun.
I had to see Coach Riley just completely drenched, and loving it, and sort of reliving the Showtime days in my mind. It was wonderful. So, once again, congratulations, Mickey.
Thank you.
Well, big thanks to Micky Arison for stopping by to chat during a very busy Hall of Fame enshrinement weekend. Congrats to him for being a Hall of Famer. Thanks as always to our producer Carlin Barker and our editors Sean Gosser and Addison Shao. Thanks everyone for joining us for this episode of the podcast. We are thankful to all our loyal followers. Please tell all your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legends of Sport. And of course our Instagram at Legends of Sport, and my photography can be found on Instagram at ADB Photo Inc. Folks, please check out the discount link in our social media to our friends at Mugsy. We absolutely love their clothes. And also the link to our new friends at You Should, the best way you should protect your skin for work, play, and everyday life. Thanks again, folks. We'll be back next week with another great episode of the Legends of Sport podcast.